and like slightly lean your head back. Yep, that's perfect. Hi, I'm Charlie Watts. I'm an artist from Atlanta, Georgia. First and foremost, I am like more of an observer. For my early art career, I was largely a painter. I was really lucky in that my upbringing was from half of my grandparents were in Mississippi, but then my other half were in Florence, Italy. So I had this like very different cultures growing up. So through my influence of my time in Italy, I did a lot of painting. I was very inspired by the Italian Renaissance, and I pulled a lot of that imagery into my work. So in my early art career, I started off as an oil painter, so that was like my main medium. But I really hit this point with the paintings where I couldn't get them to be as realistic as I want. So now it's a fun catch-22 of I couldn't get my paintings to look like photographs, so now I try to get my photographs to look as closely to paintings as I can. Let's go towards the camera. Yeah. One of the biggest inspirations I have is like that connection I have with my friends and community. So just creating these moments that feel very fantastical, that it's almost like looking just past the peripheral. Hortophilia is a term that means the compulsive need to tend to the earth. So with my kind of overarching idea with hortophilia, I have this, there is this sense that the way we are treating our planet, I see very much reflected in the way we treat our women. The idea of this project was working with women in nature to kind of create these really safe containers, to create these spaces where it was really celebrating them and then really celebrating the environment that they're in. Just like that moment of like, if you turn your head too quickly, you might miss like the fairies in the woods or something like that. So a lot of mysticism, a lot of is really inspirational to my work. With my mom being a Southern Gothic scholar, she very much, would bring in a lot of like this literature where it was like that magical realism of like things being, I come back to that term, just past the peripheral all the time, because I really feel like if you're not paying attention, you might not see the magic that's literally right in front of you. So an aura is the bioenergetic field around our bodies. I like to explain auras to people as, have you ever had that sensation of you feel someone walk into the room before you actually see them walk into the room? So with aura photography, I work with the AuraCam 6000. So when we're looking at an aura photo, it's very much about the different colors that are showing up and then also the different placements of the colors. When we think about energy, energy tends to move in an arch over and through. So on your left side, the right side of the photo, because it flips in the camera, this energy on the left is very much about your interior experience. It's very much about how you're in a reflection, your inner state. And then the energy that's on your right side, but the left side of the photo, this is very much about the energy that's moving out into the world. It's how people perceive you. It's that very yang as opposed to the very yin. So when we're actually looking at the colors, the way I personally associate colors is with the different chakras in the body. So within our energetic body and in our physical body, we have these big energy wheels that historically there's 7 main ones, and each of them have a color associated with them. So the base one is going to be your root chakra, and that's associated with red, and that's very grounding, very connecting you to the earth. And then kind of as you move up, it's very Roy G. Biv. For example, with this particular photo, there's a lot of blues. So the different colors are usually associated with different energy centers in the body called chakras. So with the blues are very much about the throat. It's very much how you're using your voice for self-expression to advocate for yourself. And then with this one, there's some purples showing up. So purple is very much associated with the third eye. So that's very much about intuition and like tapping into understanding others and yourself more fully. Essentially, when you get an aura photo, these are called mood colors. So this is the current mood you're in. So you can almost think of it as like, mood ring photography, but that is a little different. That we also have our soul colors that we're born with. So like, for example, my soul color is orange. So orange is associated with the sacral chakra. It's the artist energy, it's the creativity, it's the manifestation energy. So there's those two aspects of color. One of the differences that I am actively always trying to do within a photo shoot, and especially when we looks at concepts of the male gaze within photography, because historically a lot of these huge photographers who've been very influential to me, but there's this idea of they are the director and they are controlling the scene. With the work I do, I try to let go of that control. I try to really let the person in the photograph shine through and have their personality come out in the photographs. So I really like to view my work more as a collaboration as opposed to a me telling you what to do. So we are currently at the Atlanta airport, and we are looking at a piece from a show called Weathers and Friends by Dashboard. So Dashboard wanted to curate a show about, during the pandemic, how we rely on our friends, how we weather the storm with friends. So with the image behind me, this was a body of work I've done with the NAP Ministry, which is an organization that promotes resting rights for all people, especially people of color. And so with this work, we wanted to show how powerful Black women can be in space, resting, just completely relaxed in nature. I think making art is a radical act. I bring art into my everyday life with it is this almost this obsession with beauty and being, my biggest healing practice is being outside in nature. So even though a hike is just a hike, it can also be a moment of inspiration and just finding the beauty in the mundane. Yeah, that's it right there.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at aibtv.com. Follow us at Watch AIBTV on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And subscribe to AIB Studios on YouTube.